annual Boys to Men Conference and the Back to School Bash will happen this weekend at Burke High School here in downtown Charleston. Today, I talk one-on-one with the organizer of these two events, Butch Kennedy, for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and like Quintin's Close-Ups on Facebook. Butch Kennedy, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. Needless to say, you're the founder and CEO of the Palmetto Hope Network and REALMAD, Real Men Against Domestic Violence. You are also an author and the organizer of the annual Boys to Men Conference in the annual Back to School Bash. So tell me, what's new, what's down with you?
It's exciting, man. It's an exciting time of the year for us. We've got a lot going on. We also have our own resource center in Hanahan. It's the Palmetto Hope Network center that we have there. It's a center that helps victims of domestic violence and gun violence. You know, we link them up with resources that help them in the community.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've been extremely busy. We're getting ready to do some stuff in Georgetown County as well, and moving all over the place, trying to do whatever we can to make our community safer and better for each and every one of you.
What is the state of the community?
State of the community is a state of confusion, right? I mean, there's a whole lot of confusion going on. I mean, we have issues that stem from, you know, the elections and other issues in our community. As far as violence in our community is concerned, nothing's changed. I keep telling everybody that domestic violence never really takes a day off. It's always just as busy for us this time of the year as it is any other time of the year. It's extremely hot out now, so you know, with the high temperatures comes high crime. So we're trying to circumvent some of that crime by doing what we call the Boys to Men Conference, having these tough conversations with our kids, especially our young boys, about how to be respectful to each other and to be respectful to women in general.
What are those conversations when it comes to being a man in this world today?
I mean, it's funny that the conversation needs. I keep saying it's time for a reckoning. The conversation really needs to change, right? We need to reevaluate how we defined manhood or how society defined manhood, and we need men at the table to have that conversation. And that's what we're going to do this year's Boys to Men Conference as well. We're going to have a conversation with men about, you know, how we need to treat people within our communities, not just females, right, but each other, man. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs that we have, and we are still killing each other at a high rate, right? And we don't realize that, you know, we are all part of each other. So we have no clue of who we're related to because we were brought here differently than others that arrived here. So I mean, I think that the important thing that an important message of the Boys to Men Conference is that we're one, right? We are all one individual. We are, and our boys are kings, right? And that's one thing that they don't really understand or really know. And teaching them how to respect themselves and how to respect others is the central point, the central focus of our event as well.
And I want to get to the details of the event in just a second. But Butch, You've been around a long time. You have experience. You're out there in the community.
Right.
So how do you define manhood in 2025?
Well, see, and that's the problem. I mean, it's no different than it was in 2020. It's no different than it was in 1960. It's no different than it was at any time. Manhood is what it is. The issue is that, you know, the society continues to add on to what they think manhood should be. Right, and it becomes a lot of unrealistic expectations that are thrust upon men simply because we're men. But the truth of the matter is in that thrusting upon all of these issues to men, it kind of leaves men in a state that they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to be vulnerable. They don't know how to open up. And definitely don't know how to show it or express emotion. So those are definitely some topics that we need to discuss, some topics that we need to delve into, right? And we need to have a safe space for men to have that conversation. That's what the Boys to Men Conference is. It's a safe space for men to have difficult conversations about what it means to really be a man. And then we want our kids to grow up, respecting not only each other, but respecting the community, respecting people within the community, right? So that we're not, looking out in the streets for respect. We're looking to each other and we're respecting each other.
I really don't want to go ahead of the conference, but I wanted to drill down on this for 1 second, Butch. But what are those
Mhm.
unrealistic expectations that society wants from men today?
I mean, the reality is that society still and and men still are expected to do certain things. We're expected to be strong, brave, which most of us are, right? We're expected to run the household, right? We're expected to be in charge, to be in control. And nowadays, right, well, in today's society, we have women that are equally as educated, equally as capable of doing that, right? And instead of us building a family that's a 50-50 type family, we always feel like the male has to be dominant in society. And I've always said that in society, the best that we're willing to do for our women, right, is to make them our queens. But if we're the king, they're still always beneath us. And that's the problem that I have in society is that how we frame things, how we phrase things when it comes to relationships and issues within our communities, right? I just think that it's a new day, the dawn of a new era, and it's time that we have some difficult conversations.
Yes, sir. What is the
That was
biggest
deep, but
difference? Oh yeah, oh yeah.
uh,
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Oh, and this is a mundane question, but what is the biggest difference about society? You just mentioned 1960 to 2020. What is the biggest difference?
the biggest difference to me is back in the day we had more respect for each other, right? And families were different. Families were held together a little differently than they are now. Nowadays, you have single parented homes. Back when I came up, we had a father and a mother in the home, although it wasn't always that way, right? And a lot of single mothers raise their kids and they raise their kids, their sons, they raise them great, right? Because that's what they had to do, right? But what we're trying to do is we're trying to help those single parented homes as well, trying to help them raise their sons as well, because sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's difficult, and sometimes the young kid needs a male role model to emulate, right? So that's what the focus of the conference is, right? It's all about mentoring. It's all about mentoring to our young, mentoring to our. I mean, I say it's from 8 to 80. I mean, mentoring to everybody. I need to be mentored to. I'm,
Sure.
I'm mentored to all the time,
Right.
right? And so, I mean, the thing is we don't all have all the answers, but together, we come up with solutions, right? And that's the framework that we're doing here, and learning from each other, and learning that it's okay, to tell someone that especially another man, that hey, I like that suit you're wearing, or hey, you look good today, or something like that there, or I love you. It's kind of hard because a lot of us men don't ever see other men say that to each other. It's crazy to me that I'm in my 60s and I've never heard that from my father. I've never heard my father ever tell me that he loved me, and that's just something that men, for some reason or another, just weren't doing back in those days.
But what could you
Yeah.
tell? Yeah, yeah. I know you mentioned your father, and I know you're in your 60s now, and you're doing great things here in the community. What would you tell your father today if you could?
Well, I mean, I can still tell him today because he's still
Yes.
he's still with us, right? I can still tell him today that doing what I do, I begin to understand more and more why he is who he is and why he was who he was, right? Because if he wasn't who he was, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't be out here trying to figure out why men do the things that we do. I'll never forget when I started working in domestic violence, and I ran into a lady by the name of Carolyn Thomas, who had her whole face shot off by her abuser. And I'll never forget when she went to trial, the guy who shot her face off, he actually killed her mother as well. But he was kind of like giggling. He seemed like he had no remorse or nothing. And I just couldn't fathom doing what he had done and not having any emotion or any feeling at all. So I started looking into what it is about us as men, right? That not only, I guess what I say, we know this and we kind of accept it. So I guess we kind of condone it. So it kind of lives among us. I mean, we don't challenge each other when it comes to violence within our community. We don't challenge each other when it comes to violence against women. I mean, we're a society of that's his problem. That's a family problem. We're gonna leave it there, right? And instead of educating our kids and our sons, right? That's not what we do. That's not how men behave. You know what I mean? We have to find another way, another outlet to express that anger and those emotions. And that's what the conference is about, teaching boys other ways to express these emotions.
And I know you have to run, but talk to me about the details: who, what, when, why, and how.
Yeah, this is it, man. We're gonna be Burke High School, 2244 President Street. From 8 o'clock, we check in from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and from 9 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we got a program for you. We got hosts Raphael James, Terry Bass
Yes.
in the morning, and our afternoon hosts are DJ Kaz and Gino Jones, and we have a lot of kids that come out every year, and they get empowered. This is about empowering our youth, especially our young men, to become better young men. And it's what my main goal was, to bring men into the picture that these kids have never seen before, that are successful within our community, so that they know that those goals are attainable. If a kid wants to be an engineer and he's never seen an engineer before, how does he know that what one does, or what one looks like? Papa Smurf always says that Tiger Woods. We never know how good of a golfer Tiger Woods would be, or is, if his dad had never put a golf club in his hand. So it's important that we give these kids the opportunity to be better men by allowing them the opportunity to let us know, what's going on with them, as well as what's going on within our communities.
We're looking forward to this tremendous, important conference. Butch Kennedy
Yeah.
with the Palmetto Hope Network, and of course, REALMAD. Thank you so much for your time. And again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
One more thing, Quentin.
Yes, sir.
Don't forget, this is also a back-to-school bash. We'll be giving away free school supplies for the kids as well. So you come on out, and your kids get free school supplies as well. So we're looking forward to seeing your kids. It's a free event. Doesn't cost you nothing. Come on out.
Oh, yes, we're looking forward to it this Saturday. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.